going to be showing you basically everything that I've eaten over the last couple of days in DC. It's going to be kind of a mix of some easy homemade vegan meals that you can make at home, and also what I've seen when I've been out exploring, because I have been eating very well since I've been here, and really from start to finish there is so much in this video. I really tried to include as much as possible, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get started with day one. First day I went down to Georgetown, and it's a really cute, very walkable area that has a bunch of shops and restaurants. There's a really beautiful waterfront park right on the Potomac River, and that's where I found parking in a parking garage. So I parked there and I just started walking around and exploring. Hey guys, I'm in Georgetown right now walking around. There's so many cute little streets here, so I've just been weaving in and out of stores. I just got a coffee with oat milk from Coop Coffee, and I really wanted to show you what it looks like in there because it's really cute, but it was packed. There were so many people having meetings, working on their computer, and I always just feel awkward filming other people without their consent. I feel like it's a weird thing to say, but some people go in and vlog inside of restaurants, and I'm like, I feel really awkward filming people, so I didn't do that, but trust me, I'll insert some pictures here so you can see what it looks like. It was really cute. I didn't see a lot of vegan options at Coop Coffee, so I went across the street on O Street and I saw Insomnia Cookies. People love the fact that you can get warm cookies delivered on demand. They literally come warm in a pizza box, which is such a cool concept, but they didn't used to have vegan options. So I popped in there just to see if they have vegan options, and they actually do now. They have 4 flavors that are totally vegan, and they had 3 at this location on this day. So I went ahead and I picked up 3 of those. Wasn't quite in a cookie place yet. It was still pretty early in the day, but I knew that I wanted to turn them into ice cream cookie sundaes later on. Oh no, I only have 1% battery. Okay, we've got pistachio ice cream, I did a lot of window shopping on this day. There was a big Anthropologie there. I went to Sephora, just kind of all around. Really great place just to wander. This is where Julia Child used to live. She lived here from 1948 to 1961, and she wrote her cookbook here. Well, partially here, but how cool. And the neighborhood is so cute. How cute is this store? So I did that for a little while, and then I made my way down to Grace Street for lunch because that is where Chaia Tacos is. And Chaia Tacos is a female-owned farm to taco restaurant. It's 100% vegetarian, and I read that all of the tacos can be made vegan except for one. It's a very plant-focused menu, and by that I mean the tacos are really just about celebrating all of the local seasonal veggies that they have on hand, and so everything is just really brimming with all kinds of cool veggie combos, and they come nut-free, soy-free, gluten-free, and they also are served in homemade corn tortillas. On this day I got the braised mushroom taco. The vegan version of that came with salsa and cilantro. That was by far my favorite one. It was really flavorful, nice and salty. There were a lot of mushrooms in the taco, so it was like a really hearty, filling taco. And then I also got the butternut squash taco. It was like a roasted butternut squash and a sweet potato taco. What I liked about all of them is that they were really nice and filling and hearty, but if I were to go back, and I will definitely go back, I would do extra sauce. Definitely check it out. They've got kombucha, they've got bottled waters, they've got craft beers. It's a really cute little spot, and across the street is another really cute spot that you almost would miss if you were just walking around, still on Grace Street, and it's a little bake shop called the Bakeshop. And I'd heard about this before because I had actually used Postmates to gift someone a box of vegan cookies from there, so I knew they had vegan options. They don't have a ton. It's like vegan cookies and cake by the slice, but the cookies are seriously so good. And even though I already had some cookies in my bag from Insomnia, I really wanted to try their vegan blueberry oatmeal cookie, which was a really nice size, and also the chocolate chip cookie that has a Oreo baked inside. Seriously, the best Whole Foods ever. I feel like it's so fully stocked. Look at all these candles. Literally has a vegan burger restaurant inside the grocery store. Wow. Wow, wow. Ooh, I've never seen this before. Have you guys tried this? I was just at Whole Foods and they had a bunch of different dips and hummuses that I've never tried before, just with some local things. So I thought I would show you. I picked up this baba ganoush. It's basically just eggplant, tahini, lemon, garlic, and salt, I believe. It has very simple ingredients, but I think it's from Virginia and it looks really cool. So I'm excited to try that later. Also, this Ethiopian spicy brown lentil dip. It's pretty much just lentils and chili peppers, some shallot, allspice, cardamom. There's probably really loud traffic noises right now. Garlic, ginger. Yeah, this is probably going to be delicious. I can't wait to try. We'll do a taste test later, but I love trying local things, especially when you're just at the grocery store and you think it's going to be exactly like the grocery store that you're used to, and then they have a whole bunch of new stuff you've never seen before. So I was very excited to see these. The next day we had a 4P delivery and I started unpacking that. 4P is like a CSA box kind of thing, and it's a company that works with like over 250 local family farms, and you can go online and order all of your produce directly from the farmers, and they also have like local handmade items like sauces and crackers and sauerkraut and all these good things, but it's all online. It's like a huge online farmers market. Update on the dips. This one is actually really smoky. Like you can really taste that it's grilled eggplant because there's not a lot of ingredients. It's just eggplant, tahini, some lemon, and salt, but there's like this really powerful smokiness that's very nice. But we figured out that we like it best with veggies actually. Like if you dip carrots into this, it's such a good combination. I actually like it better than with crackers. And with the Ethiopian dip, it was really good with crackers. And that one was like special. Like I'm bummed that we don't get that in California because it's really, really, really good. If you have that near you, would definitely recommend. And if you try this one, try it with veggies. I think it's really nice with carrots. On this night, we had my favorite thing I've eaten so far, which is Pow Pow. I asked on Instagram for some recommendations of places to go in DC, and I was pleasantly surprised at how many people recommended Pow Pow. I thought for sure this has got to go on the list. People are obsessed. It's described on the website as a kind of Asian fusion fast casual restaurant. So it's got classic Chinese, Korean, and Japanese cooking techniques, but with a American fast food flair. So you can imagine lots of flavors, lots of textures, just really, really good stuff and very unique dishes. They've got, you know, these hearty bowls, they've got soups, they've got salads, fried rice, all kinds of like dumplings and egg rolls, and the egg rolls are huge. It already smells so good. I'm so excited. I like that they're using paper instead of plastic. That's great. Oh my gosh, it's huge. Got the disco stick egg roll, and that has grilled chicken, carrots, pineapple kimchi, and shredded cabbage, and it comes with Korean ketchup and sweet and sour sauce. This was so good. We actually cut it up into little pinwheels just to make it easier to serve and eat, and that alone was delicious. But we also got their new steak and cheese egg roll. This one kind of tastes like a cheeseburger in an egg roll. It's got vegan steak, it's got cheese, I think it's cheddar cheese, it's got pickled carrots, cabbage, and it comes with a spicy mayo. We also got the mom's fried rice, and it was described as everything but the kitchen sink fried rice. So it's got loads of veggies, it's got grilled vegan chicken and big chunks of pineapple, and it's topped with sriracha cashew crumbles, curry sauce, sesame seeds, and a sriracha drizzle. And we also got another bowl called the General's Chicken, and we got it with half rice and half salad. The rice is like a wild rice medley, and I was expecting this chicken to have like a really sweet, kind of spicy, thick sauce on it, but actually this dish, which comes with charred scallions, burnt broccoli. It kind of tasted buttery, like rich and buttery and savory, so flavorful and not at all what I was expecting. We also got Szechuan dumplings. You can get them steamed or fried. And then we got the Thai pumpkin soup, and they said they called it pumpkin soup because it was so good they had to say it twice, which I just thought was really cheesy and cute, but it's really good. It's like a coconut curry based soup that's made with pumpkin, lemongrass, ginger, garlic, just delicious. If you like Thai curry, you will love this soup. And actually, I have a recipe on this channel and on my blog that I'll link below for my Thai sweet potato bisque recipe, and it actually tastes very similar. So if you want to make a homemade version of this soup, it's very, very similar and super easy to make. When I was looking at the menu, I was kind of thinking that the dishes were sort of expensive. Like the fried rice ranges from about $14 to $17, but when you actually get it and you see how much food is in there, it's really a lot, and it's super hearty because they almost all have, you know, vegan chicken and lots of veggies and lots of rice and sauces, and everything is just super hearty. We piled up our plates for 2 nights in a row. So we got 4 absolutely huge dinners plus a little bit more out of what we got here. So I would definitely recommend getting a bunch of friends or family together, all going in and getting a few different dishes, because I think it was the combination of everything on our plate that made it such a like special and memorable meal. The next morning I went to a place called Coop Coffee, which is a true neighborhood gem in every sense of the word. Like it really is just in the middle of a very residential neighborhood. There's not a lot else around that area, and it's in the Petsworth neighborhood area of DC. So it's definitely a community neighborhood spot, and it looks like an old house that they zhuzhed up and gave a whole new life and turned into a community coffee shop. And there's lots of cute places to sit inside and outside. They've got picnic benches all around the lawn outside, so on a nice day you can grab a cup of coffee and sit outside. But they have really good coffee, and I got it with oat milk. I've been there like at least 4 times since I've been here, and it's a medium coffee that I always get. I get the medium coffee with extra oat milk, and it's delicious.
From my window, sun's coming up like the day before. You're like a stone on my pillow. I don't make a sound when I shut the door. You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Shut the lights.
I really thought I was gonna go in and get like a vegan burger, but when I was standing there looking at the menu, the Bistro Bella is what called to me. And it's a char-grilled portobello mushroom. It has a green olive tapenade, red onion, arugula, tomato, and it comes on this really buttery, squishy, soft burger bun that was delicious. Very messy to eat, I will say, but super good. And my favorite part was the sweet potato fries with the sriracha aioli. I feel like a lot of places do sriracha aioli, but sometimes it's just, I mean, it's kind of like orange mayo, like it's not really that flavorful. This really tasted like sriracha. You get that little bit of spice, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of garlicky, salty creaminess. Like it really came through, and it was so good on the sweet potato fries. And they also threw in a smokehouse barbecue sauce to go with it. And I was expecting more of like a robust kind of smoky barbecue, but actually this kind of tastes like a honey mustard where they mixed in like a drop of barbecue sauce. Very good, but the sriracha aioli was my favorite. But after that, I kept walking down Connecticut Avenue in the DuPont Circle area, and I went to a place called Kramer's Books. This place is famous. It's a really cozy bookshop in DC. I actually read that it was founded in 1976, and it was the first bookshop slash cafe in Washington, DC, and it is like out of a Nancy Meyers movie. When you walk in, there's kind of two main sections for the books, and it's very, very colorful. That's the first thing I noticed. It was just bright and colorful and cheery. And in the back, there's a cafe and a patio as well. You can sit outside and you can have beer, wine, cocktails. They've got an all-day breakfast menu. It's not super vegan friendly. There's not a lot of vegan options there, but it is the kind of place where, you know, if you were there with a friend or a partner, if you're on a date, you could go in there and peruse the bookstore and then go hang out in the cafe or in the patio area and get a cup of coffee, or, you know, share some beers and some French fries and talk about all the books that you bought. I feel like that would be, again, like a very Nancy Meyers movie moment. And one of my favorite dates I've ever been on was actually at a bookstore. So I think that would be a really fun thing to do. And this is just like a really cool bookshop to spend a lot of time in. So I think you would enjoy it if you're in DC. I'm gonna put a list of all the places that I mentioned in the description box below, and that's also where you'll find the banana pancakes recipe. So make sure that you check that out and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a future video, because I'm already working on some recipe videos, more DC vlogs, and a dinners of the week recipe video that I'm really excited to share too. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.